Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Real Estate. It's Thursday, August 31st. Hard to believe. Last day of August. It's September. And for you NFL fans, we are now only 1 week away.
Oh, I thought it was this week. I was getting nervous.
No, it's Thursday night kickoff. Although Saturday, first full slate of college football games. Penn State playing at night against West Virginia. I think there's some college football games tonight. So football is back.
Let's do it.
However,
I got my fantasy. I got to beat my brothers up in fantasy again.
There you go.
Wake Up Real Estate Fantasy. Comment below if you're interested. We still have time for this.
Yeah, right on. Now, That's not what you tune in here for, football advice.
You tune in to smash the like button.
Yes, that's right. You tune in to smash the like button, please and thank you. It is Thursday, so it's Tech Tip Thursday. I got a whole bunch of stuff. We got some follow-ups from yesterday. I have something that I teased all the way last Thursday that I'll share that's a simple way for you to get more responses or increase the response rate to your text, email, and maybe even ads. Just a simple little hack from my bromance, Alex Hormozy. Or at least that's who most recently reminded me. But it's something that I've heard Ryan talk about using before as well. Ryan doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea. I'm smiling at Alex Hormozy.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, where do you want to start, Ryan? Where do you want to start?
Hey, you want me to go first?
I've got several things, so let me go first. I'm going to go first. Okay. So number one, I'm going to. This wasn't even on the list today, but we're not going to be. We're taking a long weekend, so we won't be here tomorrow for Follow Up Friday. Okay, we won't be here tomorrow for Follow Up Friday. Save your tears for another day. Is that the name? Is that the song? For another? Anyway. So I want to give one follow-up strategy or a tip or text that I used to follow up today. So in my own KV Core, here's what I did. I went in and I filtered for all of the contacts in my KV Core that have looked at a property this month.
How'd you do that?
How'd I do that? Well, glad you asked. I don't know. Do you want to pull it up and show? So I filtered by, I simply chose under behaviors, I think. Behaviors, last active this month. Behaviors last active this month, I think is how I did it. So while Ryan's pulling that up and we'll show you, let me tell you what I did and why. So I pulled up all of the actives, which was a subset, but a much more responsive subset of my database. And what I did was I sent them this little text and email. Okay. I said,
am I barking up the right tree?
Yes. So if you go to behavior, not contact, behavior, and then scroll down, last active. Oh, you know what? I chose the wrong one, but it doesn't matter. It worked. I chose last active and I chose this month. Last active this month, which for me, that generated just under 250 people that I could text and just over 500 that I could email. Here was the text that I sent. The email was pretty much the same. Hey, Latoya, thanks for checking out homes on our site. Any that you might like to go check out? ? Maybe this weekend? ? Let me know. Thanks. Bada bing, bada boom. What has happened since then? Well, let me tell you, because I was doing some pumping and prospecting this morning. Today was leg day. Anyway, today was leg day. Since then, I have one person that asked me to get some more information. Man, this show this week has been something. I have one person that responded that asked me to get some information about a for sale by owner property that she's very interested in. And so I called the for sale by owner. They're investors. She wants to make an offer, but it won't be ready for a couple of weeks. Not only that, I turned the investors into clients. I found out what they're looking for, and they're looking to be very aggressively purchasing more fix and flips and even in certain situations, buy and hold. So now Just that one little thing. Even if I got nothing else, I got one little thing. But that wasn't the only thing I got. I got several other people that responded, letting me know, yes, I'm still looking. I've kind of changed my search criteria. Can you update my alerts? 2 of them did that, to which I've already done and followed up with. And then I had one other one. I can't remember what they said. But, follow up Friday. Just keep reaching out with stuff like this. It wasn't pushy. It was, are any, and I could have said, are there any, but I just said any that you might like to go check out. It's very sort of subtle, right? And Ryan has some scripts like that too, where it's kind of like, it's almost like, you're taking it away. Do you, maybe want to do that? Or whatever. So very subtle, very subtle. So there's your follow-up Friday. We're leading with that, even though it's Tech Tip Thursday. Ryan, go ahead. What do you got? I got more, but go ahead.
Yeah, I had one kind of big thing. I'm looking at getting a little bit of a business plan together, working with the guys at Agent Hub 360. And, as part of that, I'm thinking about how I'm going to start generating. The goal is like a deal a month, with a little team, with a buddy of mine here. Anyway, the whole model is going to be this old idea I had around the rental property analysis from this calculator.net tool. So in spirit of Tech Tip Thursday, I'm just going to recommend this site and this particular tool again. My thesis or hypothesis or whatever you call it is that if I do 2 to 5 analysis of single family buy and hold rental properties or Airbnbs or even multis using this tool, and I do a video of the analysis, one, I can get people to opt in to get future analysis as a great lead magnet. And 2, the actual follow-up is the actual analysis. So the actual activity that I need to do every day is maybe 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if I go to the property or not. And this tool is awesome, guys. I just popped in some criteria. I found a property around the corner for me that I'm kind of puzzled as to why it's not selling. And I just started to pop the numbers in, and you can just read. I'll just go calculate here. It gives me it makes me look smart, even though, it can make you look smart. Like, oh, the internal rate of return, the IRR is 7.38. Cap rate is 4. You know what I mean? It spits it all out for you. And what I really like about this, if you're trying to attract investors or even just people looking to buy a house, you can say, hey, I don't really love this at 289, but let's play with the numbers a bit. Why don't we go make an offer at 259 and see how different it looks? And you can do this right on screen with your Screencast-O-Matic or whatever tool you use to record, Loom, and start to build a case for a property or build a case for not buying a property. So calculator.net is my tech tip tool today. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this idea. Josh, you got to keep me focused on this way of building a business, this Renos.
2 follow-ups to that. Number 1, when you use things like this, it also sort of protects you because you're just reporting in this case, what this calculator says.
Yeah.
Okay. So like you didn't make up the numbers. You didn't tell them this thing will cash flow $200 a month and you should do that.
I made some assumptions about the rent.
What's that?
Yeah. You make some assumptions about the rental value and stuff like that, but you got to be careful to say, hey, I think it'll rent for $1,800. Don't hold me to that.
Right.
It's
As you do
subjective.
it, you want to make sure that this is projections, it's for illustration purposes only, etc. But most people aren't doing this to begin with. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to highlight from this is, and I'll share a story from yesterday. So yesterday, I showed a house to a couple. I'm going to tie in a whole bunch of things here. I showed a house to a couple that I picked up as clients from my Facebook Marketplace work over the last few weeks. And for those curious, the wife reached out and said, hey, we see all these listings you have. Can you help us find a house? Basically, that was essentially what it was. We went and looked at a house. They were like, wow, you're chill. We like you. The last lady we worked with, she was crazy. She tried to sell us everything, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, well, I appreciate the kind words, right? And all I did was I was chill. I asked questions, tried to make connections. And honestly, when I could tell that they didn't want to buy that house, I gave them more reasons not to buy it. because they've already decided, instead of me trying to convince them, well, what about this, that, or the other thing? I could tell that it wasn't going to work. And I said, yeah, I don't like this part about it. Anyway, so we've looked at a couple of houses. Honestly, I think this is the third house that we looked at. And they asked, it's been listed for about 4 weeks. And what got them out of the market was they had made a bunch of offers. They didn't like the realtor, but they had made a bunch of offers. They kept losing, right? And this one's been listed for 4 weeks. So we're at a point where if there would have been multiple offers, it probably would have already happened. And they asked, in your opinion, why hasn't it sold yet? And I had some theories. And then I realized later when I pulled it up, because we wrote an offer and we've gotten it accepted, score. I realized, I think, the main reason why. Okay. And I'm going to tie this all back to Ryan's calculator. I promise. When I pulled up the listing again, the main photo is crap.
Okay.
The house, it's like, and this is a house on it's got a lot of property. It's like 14 acres. And there's no like traditional front of the house, right? Like there's not the view of the front of the house that you would get if you're in a neighborhood. Okay. But the main picture of this was terrible. Like it would have been way better for the main photo to be like an aerial view or any number of things. And why that's relevant is I think it just got far less interest. And because of far less interest, there was far less activity, meaning showings. And because there were far fewer showings, there were not any offers. Okay. Here's the point of all of that. And I'll tie it back to the calculator. You should be in your MLS every morning looking for deals, whether it's deals to run through the calculator or deals like this property. And I'll give another example. When I used to, and Ryan was right along with me here, when I used to sell a lot of foreclosures, or at least use foreclosures as my niche offer, I was every day looking for the foreclosures where the REO listing agent, because generally speaking, they don't give a bleep, screwed up. For example, saying that a house is a 2-bedroom house, and I can clearly tell with a little bit of research that it actually has 3 bedrooms. And now I can go out in the marketplace and say, whether it's through this investment calculator, that, hey, I know it says 2 bedrooms, but it's actually a 3-bedroom, which means we can more likely get this amount of rent versus this amount of rent. And you're making the case to your potential clients why this house is worth more than what the general public thinks it's worth because of misinformation or ugly photos or whatever it is. So be scouring your MLS for those things. And an easy way to start would be pick houses, whatever geographic area, pick houses that have been listed for 3 weeks or more, and then go through and look for, why would this be? Why would this be? Are these terrible pictures? Is there maybe information that's not matching up? Whatever it may be, find that reason and then tell that story to your database. And if they're not interested in that property, that at least, they're going to converse with you. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah. They talk about storytelling a lot in marketing. And that's an interesting thing. What I'm doing here with the rental property calculator and what Josh is doing is you're telling the story of the property, and stories sell and they engage people. So
yeah, totally.
It's kind of a cool concept.
Totally. All right. So the tech tip that I promised from my bromance, Alex Hormozy. I heard him. I don't know if it's in his new book or if it was in his presentation or the free training that he gave with the book. I don't remember. But at one point he was telling a story about how, well, the bigger picture was to improve your business, right? Once you have a proven business model, the way you knock it out of the park is by, whether it's each week or each month, looking for one little thing about the business that you can get a little bit better. Okay. And the example that he gave was he took the email and text scripts that they were using in their automated follow-up, and he ran it through an online app or a tool and I'm going to use dumb it down, but to simplify the language, let's say, okay, to take it down. And in the example, he said to take the language to a third grade reading level.
Yeah.
So it's just super simple and easy to understand. And there are tools out there. I think there's like a Shakespeare app or something like that. Or, and I'm going to try and share my screen real quick here, and hopefully this works. But at least to give you an idea, or you could use ChatGPT, or you could use, I've got up on the screen here, Bard, which is Google's version of ChatGPT, and you could pop in, give it the prompt, rewrite this email at a third grade reading level. And because I'm trying to just weave in as many different storylines and things as possible, I'm going to take the email template that I created and shared 2 Fridays ago.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have the actual text here. Doggone it. I was going to, but I don't have the actual text. Let's see here. What could I go and grab here? Rewrite at a third grade reading level. Hold on. Let me try and grab the text. I thought I had it up here, but it never fails. If only I would prepare a little bit more. Let's see here. Ryan, have you used one of these recently? I know I've heard you talk about this before. Thinking about a third, or even in the past, I think I've heard like 5th grade reading level, but for whatever reason, you said 3rd grade. Wow.
Yeah, it's like in a lot of copywriting training, they talk about that.
Doggone it, I can't find.
Are you looking for the script?
Yeah, I can't seem to find it. Weekend.
All right, I was closing a trade. I was zoning out there.
Oh, nice. Look at that, Ryan, multitasking live on the show. Why not? Doggone it.
What is it? It's not the red tag sale. Is it the what would you?
No, I wanted to take something that had more text in it, which was the email script that I had sent with the iList dashboard. Hey, what, Ryan? Talk about this while I'm finding that.
Just take one of the default emails from KV Core. They're awful.
Here, I found it. Okay, so I'm going to pop it in here. Hopefully that pastes over. Pasting. Okay, enter.
I haven't touched Bard yet.
I don't know. I don't know why I played around with it. So sure, I can help with that. Here is the rewritten email at a 3rd grade reading level. So it took my email that I had templated, and some of it didn't even dumb down, like proprietary. I didn't think that was a 3rd grade reading level, but whatever. That still seems a little highfalutin, let's say. But I don't know. The point is, the more simple you can have your communications, right? The better. So was it yesterday? No, Tuesday, I shared Dean Jackson matchmaker email. The one where I said, hey, Ryan, we're going to be in your area later this week showing some homes to a client of ours. Have you heard anyone in the neighborhood talking about selling their home? Would love to match them up with Jen and Jim. Actually, these are the clients that we wrote and got the accepted offer on. I took a long time with that because of running it through this filter, trying to simplify the message, right? The trick to me with email and text is finding the fewest amount of words to communicate what you're trying to say. The fewest amount of words to communicate the gist of what you're trying to say. Because let's face it, everybody is bombarded every day by more and more and more marketing and noise and videos and social media and blah, blah. So you've got to cut through the noise and to, as concisely as possible, communicate what it is that you're trying to say. Ryan, did I see today that do we have are we close on the Thanks iList integration?
Well, it's not a full integration, but what I'm going to be on with the iList team in their webinar, in their Zoom at 12:30 East. No, 1:30 East. It's Central.
1:30 Eastern, 12:30 their time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be showing how to drive traffic using a Thanks.io postcard or any other source to an iList page and have it automatically jump somebody into the database. So we're going to use your account as a guinea pig, Josh, and then I'm going to mail to like nearby homeowners or one of your existing home valuation lists or something like that.
Okay, great.
So if you guys have iList and want to hop on,
this we got so many different topics and so forth, but I'm going to be on that, but I have a hard out at 2:00 because I'm doing a live stream with one of our relos about creative financing options for investing. The reason why I bring that up is not this is a live stream that he asked me to do with him for his local real estate investor group that he created. Why do I bring that up? Well, if you have an audience, a local audience, a database, whatever, and you'd like to, whether it's with myself or bring Jordan on as the expert and talk about financing options or programs or whatever, go ahead and just reach out to me and let's brainstorm and figure out what might be best. But we say it often, the financing angle or hook is we're seeing time and time and time again is a great way to quote unquote convert more of your database, or said another way is to get more of your database in conversation with you, so you have an opportunity to determine, can I help this person? How and when do they need my help? Can I help? How and when? So throw that out for anyone. Do you have anything else, Ryan? I have one more thing.
No, I'm good.
Bounce ping pong. I feel like ping pong balls bouncing around here. So yesterday, if you were here live, I started with a rant about my frustration with Verizon Business Wireless, and still.
I'm sure they reached out because they saw the show and they reached out, right?
No, actually, still no resolution. Though my T-Mobile guy I'm telling you, I could not be happier with him. He is hooking us up with a new phone, basically, almost for free because of this frustration, because we can't get this other phone unlocked. That's not the point I was bringing up. The point I wanted to highlight as a tech tip is when I switched out my SIM on my phone, he had me go to my settings and make sure certain settings were set up correctly. Okay. So my tech tip to you would be, whether you're on an iPhone or an Android, go to your settings and make sure that you have certain things set up. So for example, on iPhone, in the settings, you can make sure the name that shows up when you're calling or texting. You can also make sure the profile photo, so that when you text with a prospect, it'll even say, share your photo and name. Why is that relevant? If you're texting a prospect from your phone and you do that, you seem more, less, you're not a scam or a spam call, and they're more likely to engage and communicate with you. And so just making sure that your phone is the settings are optimized to increase the likelihood that if you're calling or texting from your actual cell phone, that you get a better rate of response. And then one other thing that I would double check, because I've had this happening, which again is a Verizon business thing, confusing. I've had numerous people, and Ryan may have even been one of them, that said, when you call me, it's showing up as some weird caller ID. Yeah. So go to your carrier and make sure or double check, what is the caller ID that is showing up when I call, right? And they can at least in some way, shape, or form influence that or update that for you. And I said that was the last thing, but I've got one more. We've got to tie up one other loose end from yesterday. So yesterday, Brendan talked about the whole texting, Twilio, authorization, right? Registering any numbers that you are texting from so that they don't get blocked. And I'll share with you. I just got this link to update my information on a Go High Level white label account. So the information you need is as follows. Like if this comes up for you so you can be prepared, this is the information you need. So at a minimum, you need name, email, and phone number, business or personal address, and then you need a business registration number and legal business name. So to me, that means that you cannot use your social security number, I think.
Right. Yeah, they seem to not want that. You need like a formal LLC or something.
Right. Now, if that sounds like a big pain in the ass, well, I'm going to have to put the explicit tag on this podcast now. If that seems like a giant pain in the butt, understand that it's actually opportunity because other people won't. They won't go through the hoops. So if you don't have a formal business entity, you can get one in most states. You can set one up in most states for like 125, 150, 200 bucks. Yeah. Okay. And then once it's registered, and some states make it like you can literally do all of it online. And then once it's registered, you can get an EIN number, usually the same day. So yes, it may be a pain. And also, as with many obstacles, it means opportunity because others won't. And it means in this specific example that your prospects, your database, most likely their text inbox is going to be less noisy, which means when you're in there, you know, you're fighting with less competitors or less noise, which all just to me screams opportunity. So figure it out. Ryan, did you have any luck with ours?
I think it's working. It's just a little buggy. The I don't know for sure.
Well, and I haven't gotten anything from KV Core still, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll have to try texting tomorrow and see what happens. Anyway, that was plenty. We bounced around all over a number of different things. I'm
ready for Labor Day.
Yeah, so no live show tomorrow or Monday. Long weekend here in the States, Labor Day weekend. But we'll be back live on Tuesday, Texting Tuesday, right out of Labor Day weekend. We'll have to come up with something creative to tie back to Labor Day weekend for a texting script. We'll come up with something good. And then we'll have our workshop next Wednesday at 1 Eastern. Time permitting, Ryan or availability. Ryan may do a little Facebook lead ad workshop, creating a new lead ad campaign from scratch. And if you are working this weekend, our mortgage team is as well. So if you have folks that have financing questions or needs or need to get pre-approved, any of that, just let us know. Most of you listening have Jordan's contact information. My contact information is in the description wherever you're watching this. Just reach out and we'll be happy to help. Yeah. Cool. Ryan, stay. Has the water receded at all?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad here.
Okay.
Yeah, we are dry. Cool. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.